What's happening, y'all? Make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button, player. It do not cost you a penny. I ain't asking you for your hard working money. I'm not asking you to donate. I'm just saying, if you a solid individual, man, hit that like button and that subscribe button, player. Let's go. What's happening with my folks, man? Look, today I'm gonna bring you a story. Took place in Stockton, California, around 2007. Now it involves myself. It involves a young Norteno, a young Sureno, and the passing away of an individual by the name of Pablo Hernandez. Now, for those of you that are from the Stockton area, you probably heard of this story. Now, first and foremost, rest in paradise, Pablo Hernandez. My condolences to the family, as always. Now, Pablo was a young kid, right? When I first met Pablo, when I first moved out to this area, me and Pablo lived in the same area. Instantly clicked, same age. We're kids, right? Not kids, but we were kids, bro. And, doing typically hoodlum shit. Smoking, stealing from stores, tagging on walls. The typical badass kids from the neighborhood type shit. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how typical it was for us. You know what I'm saying? That was our reality. You know what I'm saying? Fighting, getting in fights at school. You feel me? It was the homie. Fucking with bitches, all the shit. Stealing, breaking into bandos. You know what I'm saying? Typical gang banging young nigga shit. Now, we were in middle school. We went to this school called Hamilton. Hamilton Middle School is in southeast Stockton, in the southeast corner section of Stockton. And there was this individual who went to the school by the name of Pumbaa. Pumbaa Torres. I don't remember his first name, but his alias, his AKA was Pumbaa. His last name was Torres. Tall, dark motherfucker, right? Well, Pumbaa used to associate with us. He associated with the homies. For you guys that went to Hamilton around this time, you guys remember who Pumbaa was. He was never a gang member. He never claimed to be associated with anything. And at that time, everyone else was already claiming shit, right? At this young age of 12, 13, 14 years old, a lot of us was already doing our thuggy. You feel what I'm saying? Smoking at school, and Pumbaa was right there with us, smoking with us. You feel me? We would sometimes fight, sometimes Pumbaa would have our back, sometimes we'll have his back, whatever. He wasn't like our homie, our friend, but he was an associate. You feel what I'm saying? And he hung around with us. He was cool, right? He would hang with us sometimes, did school with us to go smoke, and you know what I'm saying? Everything was cool. Didn't really think nothing of it. He dressed like us, even though. Let me tell you about Pumbaa. Pumbaa was a little more paisano. You feel me? He was a little bit more paisano, which that didn't matter. You feel me? He was still, you know what I'm saying? He was a cool individual at the time. He would, like I said, kick it with us, smoke with us, ditch to the homie's house down the street with us, all the shit. And now, that's Pumbaa. He was more on the paisano side, but still kind of dressed like us, kind of, got the same haircuts as, kind of, he was, you feel me? You feel what I'm saying, though? And the homie Pablo was a straight gangbanger. He had a Mongolian and all the shit. So, right, one day, this individual, Pumbaa, comes to school. He comes to school in all brown Dickies, and a solid brown t-shirt with some black and white Cortezes. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with brown, right? But this was just out of the ordinary for him and for us. We're like, what the fuck? And the other homies there started tripping on him. Like, what's up, man? You feel me? You one of them? You a Southsider, but said the derogatory term. And they was hitting him up. They actually surrounded him, circled him at school. Me and Pablo seen this happening, knowing, well, what we thought we knew, that he wasn't a Southsider. We went over there, but time we get there, across the field, the homies are already departed from him. I guess he already had broke it down. No, I'm not a Southsider. No, I'm not a Southsider. They said, okay, whatever. He said he's brown pride, and they left him alone. We get to him, was like, what's up? Why they tripping? He goes, they think I'm a woo-whoop, a Southsider, right? He goes, man, I'm brown pride. We were like, all right. He goes, but I think they're still going to try to jump me after school. I was like, hold on. Me and Pablo go and talk to the crowd of homies. I was like, look, bro, we know dude. You guys even know him. You guys know he's not a Southsider. They're like, but why he come all of a sudden dressed like woo-whoop? And we go, they're like, well, we always kind of had a feeling he was. Like, man, he's not. He's just paisa kind of. You feel me? He's just kind of paisa-ish. And they're like, all right, based on what you guys are telling us, we're going to let him slide. For me and the homie Pablo gave him his pass so he wouldn't get jumped, right? Boom, that happens. We save him. About a couple months later, the homie Pablo is walking down the street on Airport Way and gets shot in the back. The bullet goes from the back and then bounces around in his torso and hits his heart. He dies. Rest in peace to Pablo. He's 14 years old. The one who killed him was Pumba Torres, the bitch ass nigga that we saved that day at school. Yeah. Bitch ass Pumba Torres shot and killed him. The same individual we was smoking with, kicking him with, and the ones that the homies want to smash on because they thought he was a scrap. And we stuck up for him and gave him his ghetto pass. And we saved him. Come to find out, he had uncles from Playboys. And they recruited him that year. It was 8th grade. They recruited him, and that was his initiation. He had to shoot a Norteno, right? And he shot someone who probably might have considered him an associate, not even a friend, but someone that he knew, that was cool with. But he shot someone that he knew was for sure a Norteño, and the homie Pablo. And he gets caught for it. There was paisanos. It happened broad daylight. The homie was walking down the street, going to another homie's house on Airport Way. They drive by, and the dudes that was driving were older men, grown-ass men that were driving the car. And then they had Pumba Torres in the back seat with a gun, who at the time, Pumba was only 14 himself. Pumba Torres was only 14 himself. We were all 14 years old. And they had him shoot Pablo. Right? They all go down. The paisanos across the street seen everything. They knew who Pablo was. They knew he was just a kid, a teenager. And they decided to come forward and give up all the information and everything they seen, because they were mad about this young teenager being shot and killed. You know what I'm saying? Arasa being shot and killed. So they gave them up. They, I believe they even testify. Usually paisanos don't get involved in shit like this. They turn the other way, act like they don't see shit, right? But this time they decided to come forward. Now, they get arrested that same day. 3 days later, I go back to juvenile hall. And when I go back to juvenile hall, now I'm 14 years old. I already been to juvenile hall. When I go back to juvenile hall, I see Puma there. And I'm going to end this video right here because it's already getting kind of long. And I'm going to have to do a part 2. I'm going to have to do a part 2 on this video because it gets crazy in juvenile hall. And I'll tell you what happens next, involving us, the Southsiders, and the homies from Crip 14, C14. Shout out to the C14, that my Africano homies, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man. But to sum this story up right here, it's a cold game, man. This is a dude who we actually stuck up for, who we put our necks on the line for, and said, nah, he ain't an enemy. He's cool, man. And we got okey doked, and one of our own lost his life for it. You know what I'm saying? We actually didn't know though. He was cool with us. He kicked it with us. He smoked with us. He fucking fought with us, like on side of us. You feel me? And he just happened to be recruited by his uncles from Playboys, and that was his initiation into Playboys. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Pablo. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Pumbaa somewhere. Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, he got. Y'all gonna want to hear the next story, man. Part 2 for sure. You gonna hear how he got the business. Let's go. Hit that like button.